Special thanks to Patreon supporter Martino14 for making this tutorial possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, ZPro here bringing you another Minecraft Modern Warfare vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the Puma IFV. The Puma is a German infantry fighting vehicle, IFV, also known as a Schützenpanzer or short SPZ, designed to replace the aging water IFVs currently in service with the German army. Production of the first batch of 350 vehicles began in 2010 and is scheduled for completion by the second quarter of 2021. A second batch of 210 Pumas has received funding. Mass production began on July 6, 2009. The companies responsible for this project are Cross Maffei, Wegmann, and Rheinmetall Land System, who created a joint venture. The Puma is one of the world's best protected IFVs while still having a high power to weight ratio. It mounts a 30mm MK30-2 /ABM autocannon and has a secondary armaments with a 5.56mm HK MG4 machine gun that is to be replaced with the 7.62mm MG5 gun. It also has the ability to have anti-tank guided missiles, and as well as an option to have a 76mm grenade launcher. So this thing here is definitely a very versatile type of vehicle, and I must say probably one of the most modern looking IFVs out there on the battlefield today. Looking at this vehicle, it just is super modern. I mean, how else to really say it? It's very sleek in that modern feel. It has very flat kind of angles, and you know, it's just very interestingly designed. I mean, what else can I really say? It looks super modern, and if you definitely want to really see that, I'd recommend looking up some real photos of it, as you're really going to be able to see how modern it looks. The gun on it kind of gives me railgun type vibes, even though it really isn't. But it has like this weird kind of I guess casing that goes around the barrel of the gun, which is kind of unique and gives it that kind of railgun type appearance. So overall, really cool looking vehicle, and I think a really awesome one to add to our German military. We have some of the new Leopards that have come out as tutorials recently, so nice to kind of go ahead and get a nice new IFV to also add to our German ground forces. But before we go ahead and take a look at the vehicle, I do want to go ahead and give some special thanks to Patreon supporter Martino14 for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel more you already do, feel free to check out my Patreon page. Link is in my video description, where you can go and pledge a small amount to the channel every month, and doing so earn a vehicle request of your choosing. It really helps support the work I do on my channel and is really greatly appreciated, so definitely feel free to check that out. Again, links always in my video descriptions. With that though, let's go and dive into taking a look here at the vehicle. So, start off with obviously the front sloped armor. Pretty nice gradual sloped armor on it. We have the front here, the side mirrors. It has this extra armor that's mounted on the side of it. Seems that all the Pumas do have this extra armor attachment, so obviously we have that on both sides there. The version we have here does have like this little like mesh that goes around like the lower portion and the back portion, most likely to detonate heat rounds and stuff like that. Very similar to a lot of modern vehicles that are in the battlefield service today. And then we have the turret up here, which is a very unique turret. It's very sleek for what it is. Has a lot of optics on it, so optics up here, right here, and also you have your gun here, which is that 30mm autocannon. And then as we move to the back, nothing too fancy going on here, just a pretty simple flat back for the vehicle. But overall, that's pretty much the Puma IFV. Pretty awesome vehicle, and again, will make a fun addition to any of your Modern Warfare worlds as a really kind of front-line, top-of-line infantry fighting vehicle. With that though, let's go move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer, layer number 1. Alright guys, so go ahead and move into our first layer. We go ahead and start with layer 1. For layer 1 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down another brick slab right here, followed by another brick top slab coming off that slab like that going forward. We then want to place down a black shulker box on its side like so. We're going to go then grab ourselves some polished black stone stairs, and we'll be going ahead and placing down a polished black stone stair like so, and one coming off the back of it, as well as one more black shulker box like that on its side. We're going to go then place down a dark oak trapdoor, another black shulker box on its side, 2 polished black stone stairs back to back, and another black shulker box on its side like that, with the shulker box on its side like so. We're going to go ahead and place down 2 nether brick slabs and a nether brick top slab like that to go and finish it off. Once we have that done, we want to go ahead and then grab ourselves some item frames. We're going to place down item frames on these shulker boxes. And in those item frames, we're going to place down green stained glass panes. We're also going to go and take dark oak buttons and place down dark oak buttons on the side of the shulker boxes if you're on Java. If you're on Bedrock or Pocket Edition, from my knowledge, you're not able to place down item frames and buttons in the same block space. So if that's the case, just go ahead and place down the item frames and disregard the dark oak buttons if you are not able to place them in the same block space. Anyways, going ahead and continuing on, we want to go ahead and then grab ourselves some dark oak wood slabs. We're going to go ahead and place down a row of 4 of dark oak wood top slabs coming off this nether brick slab up there. And then going back for this dark oak wood top, or this nether brick top slab here, we're going to place down a row of 4 dark oak wood top slabs over. We're going to place down a nether brick top slab, nether brick slab, nether brick slab up here, and nether brick top slab like that. And we're just going to do the same thing we did for our tracks, just right here. So, same thing. Just like this, going toward the back. Like that, and we're just going to go ahead and basically take that along the side here. We're going to go ahead and place down item frames on the side of these shulker boxes. Green stained glass panes in those item frames, and again, dark oak buttons there if you're able to. Once we get to this point, we're going to take our dark oak top slabs. We're just going to fill in the space in between our tracks here with dark oak top slabs to go ahead and create the base here of the vehicle. And just like that, we have that filled in there. And we're going to then place an item frame on these dark oak top slabs here on both sides on the back, followed by a tripwire hook in the item frames rotated so it's facing downwards, like so, for those rear hooks. With that all complete there, that is going to wrap up what we have there for layer number 1 for the main structure. We're going to go ahead and now move into making these banners, which will be present there on the side of the vehicle. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the materials necessary to make those, and I'll see you guys here in a sec to make the banners. Alright guys, so moving into making these banners here, pretty simple. We need a loom, 2 black banners, 2 green dye, and 2 black dye. We're going to place down our loom, go into our loom with our black banner and our green dye. We're going to go ahead and select the line that splits the banner in half vertically, first one on the left side, and our second one over here is going to be on the right side, so you get these 2 banners like so. Both these banners should be placed into our loom again with black dye, and we're going to go ahead and split the banner in half with a line of black dye across the bottom there. Actually, my bad, sorry, it's going to be a line through the center. So that horizontal line there through the center, and that right there is going to create this banner, and same thing right here, line through the center, like that to go and do this one. Now, very simply, on the side of these stairs, we're just going to place down these banners to where the item frames are facing toward, or the green is facing toward each other. And this right here will basically complete our road wheels on the sides there for both sides. And once we have that all done right there, that is going to conclude layer 1 completely. And with that, let's move on to layer 2. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 2. For layer 2 to begin with, we're going to place down a green terracotta block on top of these 2 nether brick slabs. We're going to then place down a dark oak upside down stair in between those, or coming off those green terracotta blocks like that. After that's done, we want to go ahead and then place down a row of blocks across the top here, and underneath these we're going to place down pistons like so. Now if you are on Bedrock or Bedrock or Pocket Edition, I would recommend in this case going ahead and using upside down stairs. We will be using a debug stick, which we have on Java, to go ahead and change the properties of these pistons. So again, I would recommend if you are on Java to place pistons. If you're on Bedrock or Pocket Edition, I would place down upside down stairs instead. So there's basically a forewarning there. But anyways, once we get to this point, in between these stairs, we're going to place down a row of 4 of dark oak trapdoors, as well as a dark oak trapdoor going down from these 2 stairs like so. And then a zombie head out to the sides, and then a iron bar to the sides there like so. Now we are going to leave the pistons alone for right now. If you went ahead and placed them, we will be coming back to those a little bit later to go ahead and alter their properties. But at this point here, we're going to then take our green terracotta, we're going to place down a row of 6 across, followed by a second row of 6, which is going to be followed up with a third, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 rows of 6 of green terracotta going across there. At the end, we're going to then place down a row of 4 with green terracotta across the center here, and then a green shulker box on that side like this to both sides. On the side of the green shulker box, and going all the way along those rows of 6 of green terracotta, we're going to place down iron bars all the way along the side here like that. And then on the back here, we want to go ahead and place down a nether brick stair on top of this top slab here. Row 3 of green terracotta between those stairs. Dark oak trapdoor on the side of the stair. And then coming off each one of these dark oak stairs, we'll place down a dark oak top slab. We then want to place down a mossy cobblestone wall here on the left side, 2 dark oak wood top slabs, and then grab ourselves a dark oak wood fence gate. We're going to place down a dark oak wood fence gate here. Now also on this mossy cobblestone wall, we're going to go and grab ourselves an item frame. We're going to place down an item frame here, coming off this wall, a green terracotta block in the item frame, and then a dark oak wood sign on the side of the wall like that if you're on Java. Again, same thing applies like with the buttons. Java, we can place down a dark oak wood sign and item frame in the same block space. If you can't, just go ahead and place down the item frame and disregard the sign there, as the sign isn't completely needed. At this point, we pretty much have everything we need to do for this layer complete. We will be going ahead and making some banners here for the rear, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the necessary materials to make those banners, and I'll see you guys here shortly. Alright guys, so when it comes to making these banners here for the back, super simple. We need 2 black banners, 2 yellow dye, 2 red dye. We're going to go into our loom for our first banner. We're going to place down our black banner and our yellow dye. We're going to go and select the line here up in the top left corner. And then for our second banner, we're going to select the little dot up there in the top right corner. Both these banners are going to be placed back into our loom with red dye basically opposite of what the yellow is. So we have the yellow in the top left. We're going to go and then do the top right. So we get this. And this other banner here, we have it in the top right. So we're going to go and place it down in the top left. So we get 2 banners that look like this. These banners are going to be placed on the vehicle, such as the red is going to be facing toward the inside of the vehicle like so. So you have these little lights there on the back, and you have the mud flaps that would come down over for the trucks. And that right there is going to basically conclude what we have there for layer number 2 for the build. And with that, let's move on to layer number 3. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we're moving into layer 3. For layer 3 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a row of 6 of dark oak wood slabs across the front here, followed by an item frame on both sides here, and in that item frame we're going to place down a white bed, and rotate it so the pillow is facing toward the insides, like so. And then again, if you have the ability to, place down a dark oak wood sign, coming off those item frames like so. After that, we want to go ahead and grab our pistons. We're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 pistons across. If you are on a different version other than Java, I would recommend dark oak wood stairs. After these pistons, we're going to place down a dark oak wood fence gate, open it up toward the pistons, like so. And we then want to go ahead and place down an item frame coming off this fence gate with the orange concrete blocking the item frame. Same thing over here, and a dark oak wood sign again on the side of the fence gate as well, if applicable. After that, we're going to take our green terracotta. We're going to place down a row of 6 of green terracotta across this section here. And at this point, if you are on Java, we can go ahead and use the /give space @p, and we'll go ahead and type in debug stick, and it should automatically fill in by pressing tab. We're going to have this command /give @p minecraft :debug _stick. Using this command will give us this special little stick here that's glowy, and what we're going to do here is we're going to select the properties of the pistons, which is going to be, we're going to go ahead and left click it, so we have selected extended false. We're going to go ahead and right click this now to extend it to true, and it will basically get rid of that top portion of the anvil, or the top portion of the piston, and create kind of a nicer, smoother look there for the side of the vehicle. And same thing applies down here. These pistons, we're going to go and do the same thing there on the bottom. Again, a good alternative if you do not have access to the debug stick is stairs will work also for this case. But this right here is going to give you the best sloping, or best case scenario sloping. At this point though, we're going to then continue on by taking our green terracotta. We're going to place down a row of 6 of green terracotta across this section here, followed by 2 green stained glass paints, which will be on both sides there of the vehicle. At this point, we want to go and then place down, starting from the left side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or sorry, 5 green terracotta blocks, and there are 5 over. We're going to then go to the right side, place down 2 looms in this section here, and we're going to then grab zombie heads, and on top of these iron bars here, we're going to place down zombie heads, like so. And then over here on this side, we're going to place down 2 mossy cobblestone walls. At this point, we want to take our green terracotta, we're going to place down a row of 6 going all the way across, followed by a second row, then a third row, after that a fourth row, a fifth row, 6, 7, 8, and we're going to go and stop at 8 rows back, just like that. Now at this point, we're going to take our mossy cobblestone walls. We're going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Mossy cobblestone walls back, same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We're going to then place down 2 iron bars that go back on the sides there. Item frame on the side of this mossy cobblestone wall. Or sorry, actually, my bad, on the side there of that iron trap door, or iron bar, my bad. That a item frame, or an orange stained glass, or orange concrete block in that item frame, and then a dark oak wood sign on the side there, if applicable. And same thing will be done over here as well. So like so. Then in the space in between here, we want to go ahead and place down a mossy cobblestone wall in the corners, a green terracotta block to the sides here, and in the very middle here, we're going to go ahead and place down a black concrete block, or 2 black concrete blocks going across like so, and these are going to have ladders on the side there, those black concrete blocks like that. And once we have that done right there, that is going to conclude layer number 3 for the build. Here's a look at the aerial view of it, and with that, we'll be going ahead and moving into our next layer, layer number 4. Alright guys, go ahead and continue on. We're going to go ahead and continue by placing down a polished black stone wall on top of these dark oak fence gates here to both sides, followed by an item frame coming off this wall, glass pane in the item frame, same thing over here, item frame, and a glass pane in the item frame like that. After that, we want to go ahead and place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 daylight detectors across, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4 dark oak buttons across like that. After that, we're going to then place down a dark oak slab here, 2 polished black stone slabs over, and then 1, 2, 3 dark oak slabs after that. We're going to go then place down a piston right here. After that piston, we want to go ahead and then place down a stripped spruce wood log, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4 pistons over. And we're going to go ahead and change the, or actually, don't change the properties of those just yet, because we'll be placing down blocks and it will cause them to change. But basically at this point here, what we're going to do next, we're going to place down a row of green terracotta that's going to go across, so a row of 6. Now at this point, we can go ahead and take our debug stick and we can go ahead and change those pistons. Again, same thing will apply as we did down there. Dark oak wood stairs can also work in this case as well. Anyways, at this point, go ahead and continue on. We want to go ahead and take our green terracotta. These 2 green terracotta blocks are actually going to be polished blackstone. So we're going to swap those out, and again, we'll fix these pistons if they decide to go ahead and go crazy on us. Anyways, at this point here, we're going to go ahead and take our green terracotta. We're going to place down a row of 6 across behind this, followed by a second row of 6, then a third row, followed by a 4th row, a 5th row, a 6th row, and a 7th row going across like that. We're going to go ahead and then grab ourselves some green stained glass panes and we're going to place down a row of green stained glass panes all the way along the side here of these rows of green terracotta, and same thing over here, like so. We can also go ahead and grab some zombie heads, and we're going to place down a zombie head here on top of this mossy cobblestone wall as well, which may cause that piston to activate. If it does, just go ahead and reset the properties of it, like so. Then on the back here, we're just going to take our green terracotta, place down a row of 4 across the top there, green stained glass pane in the corners, and then on top of this iron bar here at a slight angle, we're just going to place down a zombie head like this at a 45-degree angle there, sticking off to the sides. And with that all complete there, that is going to wrap up what we have there for layer number 4 for the build. And with that, let's go ahead and move on to layer number 5. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we'll be going ahead and moving into layer 5. For layer 5 to begin with, we want to go ahead and start off with by going ahead and placing down a spruce wood trapdoor behind this spruce wood log here, followed by a zombie head on top of that spruce wood log. We're going to go back from this polished blackstone block here. We're going to place down a zombie head like so, zombie head about a 45-degree angle, and then one like that going back on the side there, followed by a spruce wood trapdoor there in the center. Going back from this, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3 daylight detectors, and then we want to go ahead and place down a flower pot here, and then 2 daylight detectors back like that. We also want to place down a zombie head on top of this glass pane like so. At this point, we want to go ahead and then go to the center daylight detector here. We're going to place down a green terracotta block, followed by a dark oak wood upside down stair going forward on both sides, and then a row of 1, 2, 3 green terracotta here, dark oak wood upside down stair, green terracotta, and dark oak wood upside down stair. We're going to go then place down a dark oak wood top slab coming off this stair here, and then after that, a row of 2 of dark oak wood trapdoors, 1 and 2, and we'll leave that as is for right now. Then what we're going to do next is we're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor here, as well as a dark oak wood top slab coming off that stair like that to the side here. Actually, that is going to be 2 top slabs forward, and this right here, this trapdoor is actually going to be a top slab as well, and then a dark oak wood trapdoor after that, like so. Now once we have that done, we then want to go ahead and go to the back here. In this back row here, we're going to place down a row of 3 of dark oak wood top slabs. Taking dark oak wood trapdoors now, we're going to place down 1 and 2 dark oak wood trapdoors here, then 1 on this side. We then want to place down a flower pot on both sides here, and then a row of 4 of dark oak wood trapdoors across, and then 2 dark oak wood trapdoors here in the middle. Now coming off those trapdoors, we're going to place down dark oak wood signs like so, off the side of those slabs, and then we're going to go ahead and then place down end rods on the side there of those trapdoors. We're also going to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood fence post, which will be on top of this glass pane there to the right side. And just so we don't have to worry about it later, we'll just go ahead and take our iron bars and just go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 iron bars up like that for the radio antenna. And with that all complete there, that is going to conclude what we have there for layer 5. Actually, a few things left to do, and that's going to be real simple. Just placing down a flower pot here, a zombie head here, and their flower pot right there. And that right there will now conclude what we have for layer number 5. Anyways, with that all complete, that's going to conclude that. And with that, we're going to go ahead and move into our last final layers. Alright guys, moving into our last final layers, we have layers 6 through 8. For layers 6 through 8, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a green terracotta block on top of this upside down stair here. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 more forward, so you end on top of that dark oak trapdoor. After that dark oak trapdoor, we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 slabs forward. Item frames here on the sides of these slabs. And then in these item frames, we're going to place down black concrete. So like so. We're going to go then grab a dark oak wood sign, and on the sides of the slabs also, if possible, we're going to place down dark oak wood signs, like so. So this will be done on both sides here, like so. Now once we get to this point, we're going to go then grab an end rod and a wither skeleton skull. We're going to place down an end rod and a wither skeleton skull like that for the main gun. And once we get to this point, we're going to go ahead and then place down a... we actually want to go and swap out this block right here for a green shulker box. That's going to be turned on its side, like so. And on the side of it, we're going to place down an item frame, and then a green terracotta block in that item frame, followed by a dark oak trapdoor on top of this daylight detector, like so. And then on top of that dark oak trapdoor, we're going to go ahead and place down a green carpet. We're going to then skip to this block right here, the green terracotta, and we'll place down a green zombie head. After that, on the back here of this green shulker box, we're going to place down a green terracotta block, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4 green terracotta blocks back from that to create a row of 5 down the center. We're going to go then place down a grindstone coming off this block like so, followed by an item frame, and then in that item frame, we're going to place down a black concrete block and a dark oak sign on the side here of the grindstone, if you are able to. So it might be a little bit tricky to place. Might actually be easier to place down the sign first and then the item frame like that on the side there. And then after that, we're going to then place down a green shulker box on its side like this to the side. A zombie head coming off that shulker box like so. And on the side of the shulker box itself, we're going to place down an item frame with a black bed in the item frame, like that, and a dark oak sign on the side of the item frame or on the side of the shulker box as well. Now continuing on, we're going to go behind the shulker box. We're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall, followed by 1, 2, and 3 green terracotta blocks. On the back here, we're going to place down a polished blackstone wall here in the corners. Item frames wrapped around these walls like so. Black concrete blocks in the item frames, and then dark oak signs on the side of these walls as well. So like that. After that, we're also going to place down a dark oak trapdoor coming off the back of that green terracotta block, just like that. Once we have that all done there, that right there will basically conclude that section there, and we're going to go ahead and continue working our way up for the turret. For this, we're going to place down a dark oak button on top of this green terracotta block here, followed by a rail behind it on top of that shulker box, and then we're going to go ahead and grab dark oak trapdoors and just place down 1 and 2 trapdoors back. This green terracotta block right here is going to be a green shulker box, followed by a dark oak wood fence gate going back from the shulker box like so, opened up toward it. We're going to place down an item frame here, a black bed in the item frame rotated facing downwards, and a dark oak wood sign on the side of the shulker box, if you're on Java, and then 2 dark oak wood signs over here, or trapdoors over the air side. On top here, we're going to go then grab ourselves a dark oak wood stair. We're going to place down a dark oak wood stair on top here of that shulker box. We're going to go then place down an item frame on the sides of the stair, a green terracotta block in the item frame, a dark oak wood sign on the side here of the stairs, if applicable, and a dark oak wood sign on this side here of the stair as well. On the back here of the stair, we're going to place down an item frame, and then a black bed, which will be rotated to face downwards, like so, and then a dark oak wood sign there on the back there of that, like that. And once we have that all complete there, that is going to basically wrap up what we have there for layers 6 through 8, and with that, that is going to conclude our main structure. I'm going to go ahead and grab some materials and show you guys how to make this little German, I think it's little German military or army logo that's on the side of their tanks. So I'll be going ahead and showing you guys how to make that so you can throw that on the side of your build too. Anyways, let me go ahead and grab the necessary materials and we'll go ahead and move into making those that banner. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into making this banner. It's pretty simple. You're going to just need some green banners, or just green banner, some black dye, white dye, and green dye. We're going to go into our loom, place down our green banner, and our black dye. Our black dye here, we're going to go do 2 lines, one across horizontally, and then the next line is going to be vertically, like so. We will also need 1 more black dye, so make sure you have a total of 3 there. We're going to place this banner back into our loom. Our white dye, we're going to go ahead and place down a white circle, like so. And then we're going to go then place our black dye, and we're going to go and do the cross, like so. We then want to take our green dye, we're going to do the line across the top, and the line across the bottom here, which will be right here. So just like this, and that right there will basically make your little banner. So pretty simple little green banner, and this is going to go ahead and go on the side of this green terracotta block on both sides for that little logo there on the side of the turret. So anyways, that right there is going to pretty much wrap up my tutorial here for the Puma IFV. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this tutorial and are able to put it to good use. If you do end up using this build, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This being from a style of build, tweet to my channel or this video. If this does appear on any social media sites, as long as you guys give me proper credit for it, you're free to use it for projects you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. Again, a big special thanks to Patreon supporter Martino14, and as always, feel free to check my Patreon page, link is always in my video descriptions. With that though, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This is Secure 204, and I'll see you guys next time.